Yeah, I just think also just, part of our narrative is just like for people to find the genius within themselves. I mean, that's just a big part of why we're making them, revealing their humanity so that it's accessible to everybody.
Mm. So I'm Stacey Alika with the British Blacklist. Nice to meet you both, Gina and Reggie.
Nice to
Nice to
meet
meet
you.
you.
So this story tells a side by side, which is amazing and wonderful to watch. So thank you. So I want to give you both your flowers before we get started.
Thank you.
Um, you both are powerhouses individually and together in the game. And what sets this apart from any other project that you've worked on? What was the process when it comes to actually working together in that partnership?
Well, I think, one thing that really comes to mind, this is the first time that we came up with an idea for a show and did not write it or direct it.
Mm,
And so Gina was doing the Woman King, I was doing Swagger, but really wanted to be a part of this. And so Nat Geo worked with us as we put together, showrunners and directors and cast that we felt great about, and so we stayed very close to the project. But I had other showrunners, Raphael Jackson, Damian Macedon at the head, and it's just been a really, really, really great process, a really amazing journey. It's been something that feels like it's been in the works for us for decades. We just had no idea it was gonna really come to fruition as a story.
yeah, that's wonderful. And what about you, Gina? What sets this apart from any other project that you've worked on before?
Um, I mean, I think, Reg said most of it. It was just a really beautiful process and journey to, have this idea come, which initially from Nat Geo was we'd like to do the season 4 of Dr. King. But we came back to them and said that we felt you couldn't have a story about Dr. King without Malcolm X. And we wanted to be able to tell this two parallel stories that had never been done on Genius before. And so to be able to disrupt this franchise that they had and make it our own and tell the story of not only the two icons of Malcolm and Martin, but also Betty and Coretta.
Yeah, definitely. And was there anything surprising, or aspects of their life that you found like particularly compelling or just challenging when kind of going through the process of the making of this?
Well, it's just interesting because we had a think tank that really, of scholars and activists that really helped us dig into their lives, but really what we uncovered were a lot of the personal things. I don't want to give it away for the viewers, but there's just the things we've learned about them in their childhood and just the challenges, the fears, the insecurities of not knowing, if they would live the next day. So just leaning into all of those things in their personal life were the most satisfying, and also really seeing how, like, while we understood there were some historical things that paralleled both of their lives, just also seeing like the personal things and how they paralleled each other's lives was just really exciting and in many ways a revelation.
Yeah, they're wonderful. And just quickly, my last question. My editor wants to know, seeing the theme of this, what do you think it takes to be considered a genius?
I should know this answer at this point. I mean, what we took away from this certainly is it's not just having the belief and thought of an idea of achieving something, but having the courage to do that as well. Both of these men and women embodied that in so many ways that they had a vision, but then they had the stamina and courage to actualize that vision. And I think that that's a really important element of that.
Yeah, I just think also just, part of our narrative is just like for people to find the genius within themselves. I mean, that's just a big part of why we're making them, revealing their humanity so that it's accessible to everybody.
Mm.
I mean, so that everybody can find their own Martin, Malcolm, Betty, and Coretta within themselves.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you,
Thank
you
you.
too.